So here's the battery tray. Just took it out, the battery out, and first glance it's not terrible. So I think this should be savable. I'll take it out and we'll see. Pass with a Dremel. So it's definitely getting there. Just need to hit it up one more time, and then I can start looking at doing the POR for basically paint and rust treatment. So this was pretty bad, but it was savable. I've definitely fixed up worse battery trays. I think a new one's about 80 bucks. So it's nice to reuse when you can. And it's not that hard to do. I used POR 15. That stuff's great. There's just 2 steps that you do. One like a degreaser, and then there's actually like a rust preventative. And then the last step is the paint. So just about to do that. Everything came off really nice, and yeah, this should be good for quite a while. A little bit of bubbling on the paint, but otherwise came out really good. Got both sides done. This is just drying up, and once I let it cure all the way, I'll be ready to go back in the car. The combustion leak testing kit, and just got the car up to operating temp. Got a hand pump, and I'm just going to go through and get some air going. And if we got a leak in the head gasket, it's going to start turning yellow. Just to make sure. Inside the car, oh, it's hot in here. I got the yeah, let me get that operating temperature up a little bit, but I have the heat on, and just blasting it in here. I wonder if my temp gauge is busted, not sure. But it's definitely going through the heater core. I can feel that. I let it run for about 10 minutes before hooking this up to it. And ran the heat while I'm doing it too. So let me give it a couple more pumps to see if it happens. All right, well, I'm gonna call it good for now. Got the radiator draining now, so there's just a little access port right there through the bumper. You get a big flathead screwdriver, turn that, and then it'll start coming out loose. Take your cap off. I'm gonna keep an eye on this fluid and just see how it looks. Head gasket test looked pretty good, so once I get the chance to see all the fluid, we'll know if we really did have a head gasket failure, or if the fluid was just really that nasty, dirty. The previous coolant was yellow too, so when I was refilling it, I was putting the Mercedes blue in there. So far it's looking okay. I think I'm just going to open this up a little bit more and let it go all the way. Just finishing up on the spark plugs. So I got each of the 6 cylinders, got the spark plug pulled out of there. They looked okay. I'll show them in a minute here. But I got the new ones. I set the gap on them to, I think it's 0.032. And so that was what it was for when I checked it for the M104. So I set that, and then put the anti-seize on there. And so now I'm just going through. I hand threaded it. Let me show that. Yeah, so each of these I just turned it by hand and just went real slow, getting the new spark plug back in here. And then after that was in there, I pulled out the ratchet and then just did it until it's snug. And so now I'm just going to hit it with my torque wrench and I think the setting is 18 foot-pounds, which is 24.4 newton meters. I got a newton meters one just because I figured, well, Mercedes always specifies that. So all the folks that I was seeing were doing 18 foot-pounds even with an extension. So I know the math is a little different when you use an extension, but I'm just gonna go with that since I'm not an expert at this. The ones that were in here, some of them were just so loose I could turn it without a ratchet, so that's not good. And the first two cylinders, they had a lot of oil in them, number 5 and 6 also. So the first two, last two, those plugs had quite a bit of oil inside. And here's the battery tray all finished up. Just bolted it down, so I'm gonna get the battery back in there. Let me show the plugs. So they're a little bit wrapped up right now just because I wanted to make sure I knew which one was which. But yeah, you can probably see some of the glistening on here, but yeah, especially on this side where that's going to cause a problem. 3 and 4 look okay. I don't know if this amount of carbon deposit is regular or not. I'm still learning a lot about this, so if you think this looks okay, let me know. Usually I've seen some really bad cars where the whole top, you can't even see the white part on top. It's just, you know, black and horrible. So I think the oil is probably due to the valve cover gaskets, which I already know are leaking. Yeah, just all along here, it's pretty bad. So, and when I look at the radiator fluid, probably hard to capture on here, but the radiator fluid looks good. It's kind of a greenish color because I originally had the yellow fluid, and then I ended up putting the stock Mercedes blue in there, so yellow and blue and green. So it just kind of came out like that. I didn't really see any oil in it. When I did the test yesterday, it looked good. So once I get the spark plugs done, I'm going to go ahead, pull the thermostat out, and start doing a radiator flush. And when that happens, then I'm going to do the test again just to make sure. So I'm going to pop the thing on here. That way, thermostat isn't stopping any of the fluid from circulating. We know for sure. I mean, the heater core was definitely engaged, so I'm pretty sure that head gasket looks okay, but can't hurt to try it one more time. And I already bought the kit, so yeah. And washing it out is going to get all of that crap out of there. I'm really excited to see what it would look like clean. And yeah, everything else has been pretty good.